Coming up on this episode of the Curt podcast, I continue my coverage of Lions training camp and give you a quick update on what's going on with the Lions injuries. And I look at if Levi Onwuzurike has a legitimate shot of making the roster. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's time to start the show. What up, though? Welcome to the Curt podcast, your trusted source for Detroit Lions news and rumors. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with fellow Lions fans just like yourself. Today is Wednesday, July 26, 2023. Shout out to my family over at Lions Nation Unite. Let's hop right into it. First, let's look at what happened on the injury front for the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell confirmed that C.J. Gardner-Johnson's injury, it's not that bad. It's day-to-day. He was at practice yesterday, Gardner-Johnson, and he did some stretching during the open portion of practice. Did not talk to the media, but he did says, I will do better. Veteran wide receiver Marvin Jones, man, he's on that non-football injury list. Tweaked his back during the offseason, but ran some full sprints the width of the field. J-Mo, who suffered a leg injury the same day as Gardner-Johnson, tweaked it a little bit doing a drill. Did not work out yesterday with the team, but he was on the field doing some resistant work with the trainers and considered day-to-day like my man C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Dan Campbell is hopeful, being hopeful, he said this several times, that they can get cornerback Emmanuel Mosley back at Allen Park by Friday. That's your injury update. Hopefully, the team is pretty much healthy. Just a few guys on the PUP list and NFI list. Hopefully, we can get everybody back in the full swing of things by the time we hit those preseason games here in a few weeks. Now, let's get into what happened on the field. Ooh-wee. The offense ruled the day for most of day 3 of practice. It was the Goff and St. Brown show doing team drills. The Sun guy scored 4 tutties from the likes of Cam Sutton, Tracy Walker, and Brian Branch. Now, the connection between Goff and St. Brown seems to be stronger than ever. And St. Brown said that Goff knows what he likes and vice versa in his post-practice media huddle. JG now, that new Goff, continues to gain a solid rapport with rookie standout tight end Sam LaPorta. The Rook schooled Alex Anzalone on a deep pass over the middle with the ones and then scored on Rodriguez on a pass from Nate Sudfeld when he took some rest with the second team. Now, we got to update you on what's going on with the right guard position. Ram Glasgow took his turn at right guard on Tuesday, did his things, nothing significant to report. He just was the man at right guard on Tuesday. Now, we got to get into what happened on the defense side of the ball. The offense ruled the day, but the defense wasn't totally bad. Starlin Thomas and Iffy made some great plays in the secondary for the second unit. However, on the first team, the biggest play was made by, you got it, Kirby Joseph, man, picked off Jared Goff to end the practice. Now, getting back to that young fella, Starling Thomas, man. Starling Thomas got into a scuffle with in practice with the offensive lineman, Jermaine Ifedi. That's his name. Ifedi blocked Thomas a little too long after a run play. And Thomas was not having that. He said, I don't care how big you are as a guy, because, Thomas is the defensive back. That big offensive lineman is 300-something pounds, but grabbed each other's face masks. The guys went down to the ground, but it was quickly broken up by their teammates. And that's what pretty much happened yesterday in practice. But do me a favor, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop me a comment for more content from me. Head over to CurtSteel.com. You can find my links and my articles on Sideline Report and YardBarker.com. CurtSteele.com. And make sure you follow me, man, on your favorite social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all those favorite social media apps that you like to peruse in your leisure for more content from your man, Curt Steele. Now let's talk about the big fella coming back to the fold. It's good to see Levi Onwuzurike healthy and back at practice. But does he have a legitimate case to make the Lions roster? The team has spent the last 2 seasons adding depth at the interior of the defensive line. Now, Onwuzurike is listed as a defensive end, but he's more of that 3-4 defensive end where he plays more in the middle. Isaiah Buggs and John Kaminsky were free agent additions last season, and they re-signed this spring. Both veterans contributed significantly last season, especially at the end of the season when the team was turning around on the defensive line. Brad Holmes drafted defensive linemen in the past 2 drafts. Josh Pascal was added and played some bottom reps last season when he was healthy. And then the big fella came out. The bigger fella was drafted this season out of the Western Kentucky. So if you look at Broderick Martin, Josh Pascal, John Kaminsky, Isaiah Buggs, Benito Jones, it's going to be an uphill battle for Levi Onwuzurike to make this roster. It is. This is going to be an uphill battle for the young fella. But the coaching staff and his fellow players, they're rooting for him to make the room for him to succeed and to make the roster. Training camp is going to be in full swing next week when they put the pads on, and Onwuzurike will get the opportunity to make the team, make the team in next week, but he'll be having an opportunity to make his presence felt on the field. Now, I'm rooting for the young fella personally, but if you ask me, do I think he will make the roster right now, I'm going to have to say no, just because it's going to be an uphill battle. He has a lot of guys in front of him and the injury history. I hope he can make it through training camp unscathed, but we'll see. Now, before I get on out of here, man, it is time for dessert with your man, Curt. Some sweet bits of news and notes about the Detroit Lions. Aiden Hutchinson was the first Lion on the NFL's 2023 top 100 list for last season. Hutch hit the list at 88. One of the best things about him making the list, in my opinion, is that the guy who beat him out for Defensive Rookie of the Year, Sauce Gardner, talked about just how good Aiden Hutchinson played last season. That's a big compliment from that guy, because that guy, he gives credit where credit is due. He likes to spread the love, but Sauce Gardner, like it or not, that guy had a really good rookie season. He may not have the interception numbers, but he shut a lot of receivers down last year. And Hutch did his thing, led the league for rookies in sacks with 9.5. He's going to go up from here. Congratulations to Aiden Hutchinson for making the top 100 at number 88. And that's your dessert with Curt for 26 July 2023. Thanks for joining me on today's episode of the Curt Steele Podcast, your trusted source for Detroit Lions news and rumors. Like I said, man, like the video. Please subscribe to the channel and drop me a comment on the video. I will get back to you as soon as I can. For more content from your man, Curt Steele, head over to CurtSteele.com. You can find the links to all my articles on Sideline Report and Yardbarker right there on the homepage. And get yourself some Curt Steele gear. You see the Boss Up shirt right here. It's time for me to get on out of here. But you got to do me one quick favor. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. This is Curt Steele, and I will holla at you real soon.